Hello YouTube, B3 back, another kicking action figure review. Today's review is over another Marvel Legends figure and another Build-A-Figure. It is the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Ant-Man Wave Build-A-Figure Ultron. Yeah, very cool. You had to get several figures to build this guy. Movie Ant-Man, Wasp, you had to get Bulldozer, Tiger Shark, Grim Reaper, and also Giant Man. Not my favorite Marvel Legends wave. I have to admit, I only got most of these guys to get Ultron. I would have got Ant-Man otherwise. You know, no matter what, I would have got the Ant-Man. He was a great figure. Wasp, you know, she's cool and all, but I think I would have gotten her, just not as soon as I did, if you get my drift. Wouldn't have gotten Bulldozer, wouldn't have gotten Tiger Shark, would not have gotten Grim Reaper, might have gotten the Giant Man just to put him with my Kaiju figures, because he does scale well with those. As I'm sure you saw in the Giant Man review, the reviews of all the other figures in this wave are up, because I always upload the Build-A-Figure last. Or I try to anyways. But yeah, Ultron, cool figure, but kind of a letdown as far as Build-A-Figures go. Really cool, glad I have him in my collection. The movie could have been way better. Excuse me. But I'm serious, the movie could have been way better. Ultron wasn't totally a developed character, but I still really liked him. I think they cast him well and everything. And this design for Ultron is really cool. But I don't feel like this figure totally captures him. I feel like it has a few little problems. Much like the Thanos figure. The Thanos Build-A-Figure review has also already been uploaded. You can check it out because it kind of underperforms to my expectations as well. You see, I was actually just going to hold out and get the Figure Arts Ultron instead of spending a shit ton of money to build this guy. But then it seemed like the SH Figure Arts Ultron wasn't going to happen for a while. News about it just disappeared. And then after I built this guy, pop, there's all the news about it. Oh, Revoltech Ultron's out now too, so now there are import Ultrons out you can choose from, and this isn't the only Ultron on the market anymore. But he is still a pretty cool figure. We're going to talk about detail and paint. First up, let's look at this face, and you tell me what you see, because I see someone who's really, really sad. He looks like he's frowning, he looks like he's about to cry. He looks so sad. Other than that, the detail and paint on the head look good. But he's so sad looking. He looks like he's gonna fucking cry. That's really stupid. Otherwise, you know, the eyes are painted real clean. The silver is nice and shiny. And he's got this red on his neck. Not totally clean paint, though. And there it is on the chest as well. Not detailed all the way up, but most of the way up. So that's not bad. He does have a good sculpt otherwise, except for the sad face. As you can see, really cool sculpt. You know, even peg holes on the bottom of the feet and all. Very nice looking arms. The paint's nice on the front. It's got all this shiny silver, but then you turn him around and he's really gray. Just the gray plastic on the back of the figure. Sure, there's some silver up here on the top, but it's not on the head, so it looks like it just gets cut off. It's not on the arms, it's just cut off there, and it kind of fades to gray on the back, which I guess is better than just stopping like it does on the other parts. But then there's a lot of gray down here. Why not have the silver all over him? Leave some gray so that he doesn't look too shiny, obviously, like they did on the front, which looks good. Fades out to here, and then you got the new parts down here that are silver, and that looks nice. But back here, it just looks lazy. I mean, this is a Build-A-Figure for crying out loud. The Build-A-Figure should be the best figure in the wave, and I feel like the Ant-Man is indeed better than him. I know they did him in the Ant-Man wave because Ant-Man created Ultron in the comics, and they wanted to do the Thanos Build-A-Figure and all, but they had like, and the other Age of Ultron wave had the Hulkbuster in it, which is also a great figure. But he just seems like he's missing something, you know? He's missing paint. I feel like the face should look different. It's just weird. But now on to articulation. The head goes up that far, down really far. Side to side, so that's just fine. Don't pop the arms in and out too much. They can pop out easily so that you can do like battle damage and stuff on him. But then if you pop them in and out too much, they get kind of loose, which is what I did to this arm, and it got loose. That's not the figure's fault. That's just my fault. That's just my fault. But up and down on the arms, Forward and back, you get that full rotation there. You got a bicep swivel, double elbow bend, very, very nice. Forward and back on the hand, you got a full rotation on the hands. So that's pretty cool. It's kind of a ratchety joint on the torso, so you can have it down, up, or back. And then you can kind of force it back even further to look really unnatural and gross, So really mainly, you can't have anywhere in between those points though. So they have to be on one of those points, which is kind of stupid. I don't like that. And then there's a waist swivel. In and out on the legs is almost non-existent. Very, very little. Very, very little. Forward and back is fine. You got a thigh swivel, which is fine. Double knee bend, right there. And you've got up and down on the foot. Not much up at all, but plenty of down. And good thing the legs don't come out too much because the ankle pivot is actually quite sad. It's not very good. It's a little more on this foot to this side, but yeah, not much ankle pivot at all. So that's that. But yeah, I guess now let's get into some size comparisons. Now here he is with some slightly older Marvel Legends, not too old. Here on the left we have the big time Spider-Man figure from the Eternal Marvel Legends, and here on the right, Ultron from the Iron Man 3 line. Yeah, I think the Spider-Man scales well. This Ultron's supposed to be really big. This Ultron, lots of people use it as a drone, because Ultron always has those drones that he makes, like he had in the movie, which I would actually really like the 6-inch figure of. I think they should have done a movie drone for the Target 3-pack instead of the Ultimate Beetle, sculpt to redo, but, that's just my opinion. That's a neat looking figure too, though. I don't have it, though. Anyways, yeah, so I think this would make a cool Ultron drone for him. Here he is with some Diamond Select, Marvel Select figures. Here on the left we have Anti-Veom, and here on the right the Disney Store exclusive Superior Spider-Man. And obviously I think he's just too small. He just really doesn't seem like much of a threat to them. Well, he's still a threat, obviously. But something about him just seems small because he was so big in the movie. So, yeah, I'm not really feeling it too much of Marvel Selects. I guess you can make it work if you want, since he's still bigger than the regular size Marvel Select. But I just prefer him with the Marvel Legends. Now here's Ultron with his entire wave. Very, very cool looking. I think that he does look really good with his own wave, actually. He's very tall. I think he looks great with the movie Ant-Man, since they exist in the same universe, even though Ant-Man existed after Ultron. I kind of have this thing in my mind, and it's just me, that Build-A-Figures should be the biggest figure in the wave, but Bulldozer is really the biggest figure in the wave. From this angle and stuff, he looks a little shorter than Ultron, but in all honesty, you put him next to Ultron, he is the bigger figure. In both, like, bulk and a little bit in height, too, it looks like. So, that kind of bothers me. It was the same way in the Thanos wave, because Age of Ultron Hulk was so big next to Thanos. He, like, dwarfed Thanos. And I was like, why not just make, like, I don't know. But, yeah. Either way, this Ultron seems to scale well. He scales well, even if I wish he was the bigger figure in the wave. That's just a nitpicky thing because he scales well with everyone, even this weird giant man. So all in all, what are my final thoughts on the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Ultron Build-A-Figure from the Ant-Man wave? Well, he's not a bad figure, but I just expect more from Build-A-Figures, I mean, I don't expect, like, Toy Biz Build-A-Figures, but I do expect something, I mean, like, I really like my Ultimate Green Goblin. My Thanos I'm not as crazy about. I really like my Hulkbuster. That's a cool one. The Rhino's cool. But this guy, he leaves a lot to be desired. Paint-wise, on the back, the sculpt of the head looks real sad. The articulation could be better. All in all, I think I'm going to give this guy 3 out of 5 stars. I mean, he's still a cool figure, but if you really just want an Ultron and don't care about the design or anything, I'd say get the Marvel Select Ultron. That's my favorite Ultron figure, and I have several Ultron figures, so yeah, Toy Biz, Hasbro, and Diamond Select. So maybe, like, that's the best one. It's like you can get it for 25 bucks, maybe even less, I don't know. I don't know how much the Toy Biz is worth. You might have to fork up 30 to get the Iron Man 3 one because people army build it, and that kind of jacks up the price a bit. This guy, you're going to have to buy a whole wave or buy him by himself for maybe at least 60. He's an expensive one. But yeah, you know, if you don't want to build Ultron, but you still want an Ultron and don't mind paying good money, there's the Revoltech. Figure Arts, I guess, is coming out soon. I don't really know at this point. I'm just gonna stop looking for info on it. But yeah, that's it, you guys. Thank you all so much. 3 out of 5 stars. Please support us, and thank you all very much. I'll see you all later.